Good Sunday. Happy weekend. End of the weekend, Knicks Nation. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. I hope your weekend is safe and healthy, and that you and your family are enjoying it and that you're all safe and healthy this weekend. Welcome, greetings, Eddie Kerr, Chauncey Beckett, old school player, Aaron Spalding, Vespasian, Alfonso, Miss Stevenson, Aaron Ho, Gabriel Fonseca, Deshaun Wilson, Benjamin Albert, Shifty, Maya, Russell McCall. What's up, y'all? I hope everybody is enjoying their weekend. And hopefully not only are you safe and healthy, but I hope that you're as excited as I am about the upcoming Knicks season. As a Knicks fan, this is actually the most excited I have been in a while. I can't tell you the last time I was this excited about the team. I think I was excited when Woodson got his first full year as head coach for the Knicks, and they had Tyson Chandler. I had wanted them to get Tyson Chandler. They got Tyson Chandler. Of course, they had Melo, and they had a bunch of characters that was really good. So I was excited about that team. But even that team at that time, I didn't think it was a long-term sustainable winning team. I thought it had a couple of seasons of run, which is one of the problems I had with the Knicks over the last 20 years. Really never going the old-fashioned route, the boring route of developing a long-term sustainable winner, using the draft, using development, using your internal mechanisms, your organization to develop a long-term winner. They hadn't done that. In fact, I can't remember the time they really did that was when they won the championship, when they drafted Willis Reed, they drafted Walt Frazier, they drafted Bill Bradley, they traded for Jerry Lucas and Dave DeBusschere. And they built that team. They had Cazzie Russell on that team. They had Walt Bellamy actually before they got Willis Reed. But that was a team that was actually developed the right way. They got Phil Jackson later on. He was the second championship. But they really, that was the last time that the Knicks really developed a long-term sustainable winning. What's up, Elixir Flow, Lee Thomas, James, Jim Adino, Wendell Hunter, Brother Guilford McCormick, how you doing? Chadwick Indralin, Joe Curry, Akil Hicks, Jeremy Nesselbaum, Joe Espara, Donnell 140, Coach Hauser, how you doing? Mancorn, how y'all doing? Greetings to all of you. So it's been a long time for me. I've been watching the Knicks try to take shortcuts to win. And unfortunately, in the city, even though I'm not physically in the city anymore, but in New York Knicks Nation, people got used to trying to take shortcuts, and it doesn't work out too well, which is why we've had such a string of bad years prior to this regime. But this regime made me excited because, hey, New York Jets Madden 20, what's up? Lawrence Williams, Mr. Gray 34, Ribby RM, how y'all doing? So this makes me excited because, as I said, I was been from the first season of seeing the moves Leon Rose made. I was very hopeful, very excited about the future for the Knicks in terms of long-term sustainable winning, in terms of being in the class of other long-term sustainable winning teams. And so as now we finished 3 seasons, it's showing itself. Hey, welcome from Romania, Wellflower. What's up, my man? And Josh Snyder, how y'all doing? So it's showing itself. It's showing itself. And people still in New York tend to microanalyze and overanalyze the Knicks. And then, of course, you still have a large crowd of people that are looking for, as Mark Berman was always touting, the blockbuster deal that would save the Knicks. I think that's played out. That's not long-term sustainable winning. That's not the way you want to build a long-term sustainable winner. You want to have a culture that attracts good players in terms of free agency, in terms of trade. You want to have a culture and a team that's built with a system that teams know what to expect. Players know what they're going to get. They know how they're going to be treated when they come to New York, and they want to come here. And so, to me, one of the signs of that was the Boston Celtics. So they drafted Jaylen Brown. They drafted Jason Tatum. They drafted Marcus Smart. They drafted Kendrick Williams III. They traded for White. They signed Brogdon. They got Grant Williams, and slowly over the time, they tried to hit a home run with Kyrie Irving, and we know how that worked out. So over the time, they would take some shots at it and not work. Kyrie didn't work. Then they went and got Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier. That didn't work. But they still had the core pieces that they built their long-term sustainable winner around. Then here comes Kristaps Porzingis. He's looking at this. They've been knocking on the door of the Eastern Conference Finals for several seasons now. And so they're just that player away. And KP decided, I think I'm that player. And that's why he's there. We want that for the Knicks. Okay. We're about a half a step, even though I feel like in terms of the Boston team itself, the Knicks can match up well with Boston. I thought that even before they got KP, they could match up well with Boston. But just in terms of a franchise, in terms of franchise development and culture, we're about a half a step behind Boston. We're catching up quick, though. We're catching them quick. We're about a half a step behind them, and we're catching them quick. So I'm liking what I'm seeing. And so this year, coming off the last 3 seasons, I'm more excited than I have been because of what I'm seeing from both. Hey, Tony Tippins, Jay Cruz, how you doing? Thought Process, how y'all doing? What's up, Justin? So I'm liking what I'm seeing in terms of the moves they're making, in terms of how they're making the moves. And what I've learned to do, which I'm always encouraging you to do, filter out the BS that comes from the media. Okay? Filter out from your mind the BS that comes from the media. And it comes a lot, as you know, especially for the Knicks. It comes a lot. And not only that, hey, Grand Rising, Brother Line, not only does it come a lot, but in New York, it's amplified. It's amplified in New York because we're one of the biggest, 2 or 3 biggest markets in pro basketball, right? So it's amplified. Hi, Miss Edwards, how you doing? So you have to filter it out, though, in order to actually see, because you can get confused. For example, there is an outfit I see, NBA Analysis. These guys don't report anything. Okay, they don't report anything. What they do is they bring forth trade scenarios. That's what they do. They create trade scenarios. All right. I'm just using this example. There's about 4 or 5, maybe more different outfits that do what I'm about to explain to you. They don't really report anything solid, but they create trade scenarios. And they say, in this trade scenario, so-and-so player gets dealt to so-and-so, right? And they do it almost every week. And inevitably, I will get somebody that say, I heard the rumor is that so-and-so is going to go to so-and-so. And it wasn't a rumor. It was an NBA trade scenario. That's different from a rumor, from a legit rumor. Y'all feeling me? So if you see, you have to differentiate. There's trade scenarios. Bleacher Report does it a lot. Trade scenarios. And then there's actual things that NBA teams are talking about. Right? So, and then I'll get, I heard this is going to happen. No, this was an NBA trade scenario that you read. And it's not going to happen. Most of them are stupid, but it's not going to happen. Okay? And so differentiate between noise like that and actual NBA news. For example, when Ian Begley said the Knicks are going to be looking for so-and-so and so-and-so, or Wojnarowski said this trade is about to happen, or Shams says we think this move is about to happen. Now you got something, okay? And it's gotten to the point I've seen fake accounts made and using Ian or using Shams or using Woj as if it came from them to create some fake stuff just for clicks. It's really cheap and sad, but hey, that's what people got to do. That's what they got to do. But what I'm saying is, as Knicks Nation, what we should really do is try to filter out that garbage from what's really happening. Because inevitably what happens is somebody will take these rumors or these trade scenarios as something that the Knicks are actually talking about doing. And then when it doesn't get done, they say the Knicks could have did this and didn't do it, when it was never part of the plan. Okay. What's up, Andrew Abraham? How you doing? And so that's what I'm saying. Differentiate the noise from the truth. Okay. Over the last 3 seasons, there's certain things, brethren. There's certain things that we could see clearly. Hey, what's up, Jabroni? What's up, Earl Thomas? There's certain things we could see clearly. All right. For example, if I was to say to you, after 3 full seasons, Leon Rose is cheap, would I be correct? If I was to say to you, after 3 full seasons, Leon Rose is cheap, he's not going to overspend, would I be correct? Would that be something that makes sense? Hey, what's up, Carlos from Portugal? How you doing, brother? Enjoy the wine over there. Would that be something that makes sense? That would be correct. And how would I be? Would I be guessing about that? No, we have 3 years of moves, 3 years of examples that show us what we're dealing with. Y'all catch me? So we have 3 years of examples showing us what we're dealing with. So we know that's the case. So now what ends up happening is, so you could look back over the 3 years and you can get an idea of what the Knicks would do, so that if somebody was to say to you, Leon Rose is going to trade 2 number 1 and Julius Randle, and he's going to go get Andrew Wiggins from Golden State. Now, why would that make no kind of sense? Well, based on the 3 years, Leon Rose has shown himself very faithful to Julius Randle, in spite of any noise, number 1. Number 2, he's not going to overpay for anybody. You understand? So when you hear a rumor, the Knicks are thinking about sending 4 number 1 picks to Toronto for OG Anunoby, you can know right now that's BS. Okay? And they send with it RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly. That is not Leon Rose. That is not Leon Rose. I'm just giving you examples of BS that comes out that you can dismiss, just as dismiss it immediately, okay, because it's garbage. You understand? But that's what I'm saying. Because how do we know it's garbage? Because it's not something Leon Rose would do based on what we have seen over 3 years. Okay? So this summer, he's talking to the Clippers about PG-13. And this is the basis that I want to present to you all. Think of yourself, you're a shopper, you're going shopping, and you have a limited budget. So you're shopping for something. Like today, I bought one of those hand trucks today. It just came from Home Depot, bought a hand truck. I had a price in my mind that I was going to pay for the hand truck. They had some for $229. They had some for $159. They had some for $44. And so I needed the hand truck to perform a certain level, and I was going to pay a certain price for it. I got it for $130, which was the upper limit of what I wanted to pay, but it can handle 1,000 pounds, and that's what sold me. Look at basketball the same way, because that's how Leon's looking at it. He's looking at players, and he's got a price. He's got a price based on what he feels the performance will come. Okay? So what the performance is, what the price is, there's a balance, and he's going to make a decision based on that. If it's outside of his price, he's not going to do it. Lewis Luck, thanks for the $5. That stupid website that had dumb trade where they had Knicks giving RJ, Fournier, McBride, and 2 firsts for DeRozan. See, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That stuff comes out every week. And every week somebody says, oh, I heard this is going to happen. No, you didn't. You saw a trade scenario where some knucklehead behind his computer got too much time on his hand, and he's going to make up stuff based on NBA 2K. You didn't see no real rumor. Okay? So, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. So Leon is not going to make a move outside of his budget. And this has nothing to do with Dolan, because we know Dolan has no problem spending money. No, this is Leon. Leon's not going to make a move outside his budget. And his budget not only includes how much money he's willing to spend, but it includes how much draft capital he's willing to spend. So his budget is draft capital, as well as money, as well as trade capital. And he has a budget, what he's willing to do. He's not going to go over that. Okay. And I'm glad he's like that. I'm glad he's like that, because he's never going to overpay for anybody. See, I started to think he might have overpaid for Jalen Brunson. Boy, was I wrong, right? I said 80 million? No. And then I said, well, okay, maybe 80. But then he went to 100. Now we look back, and I think we could all agree Jalen Brunson's underpaid. Jalen Brunson's underpaid. Okay? He's underpaid. So, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. Okay? So, Russell McCall, welcome. Michael Drake, what's up, brother? D Moore, 914. Jay Dizzy, 007. How y'all doing? Yeah. So, my point is Leon Rose knows what he's doing. Okay? He knows what he's doing. So, when I say just Leon, it's not just him. It's the whole management team. They know what they're doing. Okay? They got the idea what they're doing. Now, Josh Hart is another stroke of genius. Here's a guy. What did they give up for Josh Hart? They gave up Cam Reddish. They gave up a number 1 pick, right, for Cam Reddish. I think that's about it. Maybe D'Archino, right? D'Archino. And that's what they got. And so they gave up that for a guy that's going to going to play a key role in the rotation. And they got him now $12.9 million for this coming season. This is ridiculous moves this guy's making, man. Keith Watkins, thanks for the $5 little donation. Wish it was more. Thanks for what you do. Great content. Thanks for the Organic plug a few weeks back. Another great show. Yes, Organic, my man. Yep, thank you. Thank you for the $5. And yes, Organic Fanatic. My man, y'all should watch him. He's good. He's good. You know what he's talking about. So Josh Hart is playing this coming season for $12.9 million. Call it $13 million, okay? He's worth 20. Now, he's not going to get 20. They're talking about $75 million. What did it do, motivation? And over 4 years, which is not, not far off of 20. It's probably 18 and change, almost 19 million. So when you look at that, though, the Knicks, looking at right now, we're talking about luxury tax. The luxury tax threshold is 165 million. They had 160 million and a half. So they got 4.7 million space. That's perfect. Quentin Johnson, thanks for the $10. Jaylen Brown getting paid more than Brunson and Randall combined. Nobody should ever, exact brother. He said nobody should ever complain about Leon Rose. You absolutely right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't have much patience with people that's new to this thing and don't understand what they're seeing when they're seeing brilliance. We're watching brilliance right now. Okay. I don't know why it is that some brilliant people don't get recognized after they long gone, but I've seen too much bad news in New York for too long to not understand what's going on right here. That's right. Jaylen Brown just got $304 million. He's getting more than Brunson, Randall, and RJ. Almost all three of them combined. Right? Felicia Lee, what's up? How you doing, my sister? That's what I'm saying. So here, we're at 4.7 million under the luxury tax. See, right now, in the Knicks in the progression of the New York Knicks as a team, we just finished 3 seasons. Steady progress in my view. And so here we are, continuity is extremely important in the NBA. Extremely important. And one of the ways, let me give you a basic way that continuity is so important. Players get to know each other. Y'all should know it even if you play street ball. If you play street ball and you play street ball with dudes that you grew up with, right? You might play street ball against guys. They might form a team that's more physically talented than you. But y'all been playing together so long, you know where you are. You know the shots your guys like to take. You know when they like to take them. You know when you got to keep feeding them, right? Or when they should stop shooting. You guys know each other, okay? Especially like if you've been on the street playing ball, right? And you play with all of the guys in high school, maybe junior high school ball. You play with these guys, summer league. It's hard to beat you in your neighborhood because you guys know each other so well. It works like that in the NBA. And one of the practical ways it works like that is you should see lower turnovers. You should see a lower amount of turnovers because they know what part of the reason you get turnovers, aside from silly passes, is guys don't know where each other is going to be on the floor. But when you have a continuity like the Knicks do, you should have a lower amount of turnovers because of the fact that everybody's used to each other and they know where each other getting their shots from, and there's no surprises there, right? And everybody's comfortable and they know where people want to be on the floor at the time they want to be over there. So the turnovers should be lower, overall. And the lower turnovers create more opportunities to score, create more points, right? It works like that. So that's one of the practical ways. And there are other ways, but this is one of the practical ways continuity helps a lot. Okay, continuity helps a lot. The Knicks finally have that. They finally have that. I mean, look, Randall's been on the Knicks now. This is his fifth season, I think, with the Knicks, right? His third or fourth or fifth season with the Knicks. Brunson is only in his second season. Barrett is in his fifth season with the Knicks. Mitchell Robinson is in his fifth or his sixth season with the Knicks. Emmanuel Quickly is going into his fourth season. Quentin Grimes is now going into his third season. Miles McBride and Jericho Sims are both going into their third season. So these guys have played together. These guys have played together, not just played in games, but you're talking about practice. These guys have practiced together, played together, hung out together. They know each other. Okay, they know each other. So that's going to go a long way to help the Knicks. That's why I'm one of the reasons I'm very high on the Knicks. Now, Josh Hart, I'm thinking I'm going to put it around 19 million. I don't think he's going to actually get to that number, but I think that's the high number. But if you give Josh Hart 19 million, right? So what you're doing is you're raising the Knicks overall salary by 6.1 million. Now you're going to lose Fournier. So you're going to lose 19 million from him. All right, you're going to lose Fournier. Fournier, one way or the other, at the end of 2024, right? He's not going to be a Knick. So that's it. He's done. So you don't have to worry about him. So that's 19 million you ain't got to worry about. So now you're going to have a surplus just from those two salaries of 13 million. Now that's not including, there's a 10% rise in the salary, the luxury salary cap. The luxury cap right now is 165. So you're going to get a 10% rise in that. So next year, the luxury salary cap is going to be 182. So now you're dealing with another, what? You're dealing with another 16 million from the rise in the salary cap, 13 million from the net between Fournier and Josh Hart. This is at the end of next season. So you're talking about $32 million. Now you would have already Hart locked down. And so now you got to deal with Quickly. He's going to get his. So you got to figure Quickly's in the $20 million range. So you still get that done and you still got room. So this is masterful. What is happening right here? Masterful. And the Knicks still have a whole bunch of first round picks. We still control Dallas top 10. We got Detroit top 18 protected. We got our own. We got Washington top 13 protected. This is just next year. Then you got your 2025, your 2026, your 2027. Yeah. So you got a bunch of money. You're under the luxury cap. You got a good team, and you got draft capital. Okay. The Knicks are in very good shape, y'all. Very, very good shape. Okay. So this is just overall. We are just really thank you, Russell AC, for the $10. Appreciate that, man. But that's just overall. The Knicks are in good shape. Now, let me see. The Dallas for 2024. No, it's still top 10. It's still top 10. Dallas is still top 10. According to Spotrac.com, the Knicks still have Dallas's top 10 protected pick. So Dallas is out the top 10. The Knicks get that pick. From 11 to 30, the Knicks get that pick. Then they got their own pick. And then, of course, Detroit is top 18 protected. Washington is top either 12 or 13 protected. So yeah, they got Dallas. They still got Dallas. That ain't going nowhere. That ain't going nowhere. Lewis Luck, silly question. Are they still paying Joakim? No, they done with Joakim last year. I think they paid him his final. It's 12 with Washington, Joker. Okay, yeah, so it's 12 with Washington. I think they paid him his final installment either last year or he asked about Joakim Noah. It was like 6 point something million either last year or the year before. But they done with Joakim Noah. Yeah, they done with him. Yeah. Yeah, they done with Joakim Noah. But yeah. So that, so the Knicks are in good shape for the next couple of seasons, really, financially, in terms of picks, in terms of everywhere. The Knicks are in very, very good shape. So, going forward, and I know it almost doesn't matter that I'm going to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Going forward, the Knicks don't need to make any moves unless there's a player that becomes available that will, number one, fit with the team, help the Knicks move forward in terms of wins, okay, and fits in their budget. They need that. Otherwise, there's no need to make a move. They got what they need right now. There's no need to make any moves. And no, I'm not buying this. The Knicks are short on size bull crap. The Knicks are fine. We don't need any more size. Whatever they lack in size, they will more than make up for in speed and quickness. Okay? Whatever they lack in size, they will more than make up for in speed and quickness. See? So I'm not worried about the size. It's not that important. What I think about Anthony Davis extension, I don't care. Does Anthony Davis wear orange and blue? Does Anthony Davis wear orange and blue? I don't think so. So I don't care. No, Ms. Edwards, Fournier is not going to play at all. First of all, let's go back to what we were talking about a few minutes ago. After 3 seasons, right, Ms. Edwards, you got an idea of what Tom Thibodeau wants, what he likes, right? You got an idea of what he's into, right? So one thing that Tom Thibodeau does not like at all is a player that mouths off, right? I mean, right, Ms. Edwards, can you agree? One thing he does not like at all, I mean, you will lose him if you start mouthing off and complaining. That will not work out well. That will not work out well. So Fournier burned the bridge this summer. He burned the bridge. He might as well stay home because he's not going to play at all. Like zero. He won't even get garbage time. You're going to see, let me tell you something. You're going to see Dylan Windler, Nathan Knight. You're going to see Daquan Jeffries. You're going to see them get time before you see Fournier on the floor. Okay? Well, they want to trade him, but they don't want to trade him. They're not desperate to trade him, Mr. Edwards. Do y'all understand why? Let's before I go into it, let me ask you, why are not the Knicks desperate to trade Evan Fournier? They're not desperate to trade him. Why are they not desperate to trade him? Okay, why are they not desperate to trade him? They're not desperate to trade him. This is where you got to filter out noise from risk fact. Why are the Knicks not desperate to trade him? Right, because Fournier represents $19 million of free money at the end of this coming season. You see, there's nothing the Knicks need to do right now to add anything to their current roster. Their roster is set. They don't need to add any more players. They don't need anything else to be traded out. They're good as they sit. So they're not in a hurry to make any moves. They don't need to be. Okay, so what they got in Evan Fournier is $19 million. That's going to be free at the end of this coming season. Thank you, Organic. That's it. That's exactly right. So they don't need to move Evan Fournier. They don't. So in these scenarios, historically speaking, when a player desperately wants out and the team can benefit from holding him, let me ask you all. And historically speaking, this is not an uncommon situation. What will happen? Tell me, what will happen? So he wants to be traded. The Knicks say, well, if I get the right deal, I'll trade you. But if not, you're going to sit. So what do they do in these scenarios? What's generally what happens in these scenarios? You got a player that wants to leave. He's on an expiring deal, but nobody wants to take him, just absorb his contract so you can save the $19 million. So what is it that's going to happen here? Talk to me. That's right. That's right. The next move is the buyout. That's what you're doing. So the next move is the buyout. So Fournier will not be playing. He wants to play desperately. He's 30 years old or 31 this year. So he's in the last part of his career. He wants to play. So the buyout is the next move. Now, Fournier has earned, I know he's earned over 150 million. He might have even earned 200 million. Let me look this up. He might have earned 200 mil in his career. Let me see here. Fournier, let's see, his first contract in 2012 when he got drafted was $6.5 million. Then he signed a 5-year, $85 million deal. Then he signed a 1-year, $10 million deal. So you're talking about, well, it's actually 10.9. So you're talking about 96 million, 102. And that was before this contract, which pays him 73, but he's really only going to get about 54. So he has made somewhere around $155 million in his career. Now, that's not including this season. Okay, well, it is including this season, actually. So he's got to decide. So here, just in rough numbers, let's call it $150 million that Evan Fournier has made. $150 million. After taxes in the NBA, you're going to end up with half your money. That's the way it works. So he's going to end up having cleared $75 million. This not even including any future money. This is what he's already had. So now he's got to decide, do I want to just take a short here so I can keep playing? I got my money. Or do I want to, like, if it was Carmelo, if it was Carmelo Anthony, he's going to wait and take every penny he's got coming to him. So that's going to be the issue. Okay. That's going to be the issue. Okay. So, Carmelo would just sit out the season and get his full money, period. He's not going to play that. So I don't know what Fournier would do, but he might. So if a move is going to be made, probably either he gets a buyout and takes a short, or he gets closer to the trade deadline where he's made most of his money for the year, and then he goes and gets bought out then. Okay, so so that's what. Shanghai Sharks. No, he's gonna play for an NBA team, just not the Knicks, and not anywhere near what he's getting paid. Bro, for $2, they need his contract for a trade for a superstar. No, they need the money, and they could use that, but they don't need him. You understand? If somebody was to absorb that contract, we still have the 19 million, right? So yeah. But the Knicks will be in good shape, man. The Don got this thing under control. So Fournier's got a decision to make. So he's got 19 million coming to him. Will he take 9 million and leave? Will he wait until the trade deadline and take 13, 14 million and leave? That's what you're dealing with. But he's not going to play. He's just not going to play. First of all, he was taken out of the rotation. There's no room for him to play now. The minutes that he had have been gobbled up. Between Grimes, between Quickly, between Hart, they're gone. Okay? So there's no minutes for Evan Fournier. And so you can forget it. He's not no man. Then he went and burned the bridge anyway, probably knowing what I just told you. And so he's like, forget this team. Okay. So there you go. There you go. So Fournier's not going anywhere. Thank you, Justin Moore. Blessings back at you. So, but going into this season, I'm predicting 50 wins or more for the Knicks. I'm predicting a minimum, not 48, not 49. I'm predicting 50 wins for the Knicks. You know what bothers me about some things I see on media? Have y'all noticed this? Like last year, right? Everybody was like, well, Brooklyn's going to be better. Cleveland got better because they got Mitchell. Atlanta's going to be better because they got, what was that boy's name from San Antonio? So they're all better. Toronto's going to be good. So the Knicks are going to be behind all of them. Why is it because a team in our conference gets better, it automatically means the Knicks go back? I don't understand it. Why is it because Atlanta got DeJounte, Cleveland got Donovan, and, they're just all better now. So the Knicks got to take a step back. Why is it the Knicks got to take a step back? That's what I don't get. I get it from other teams, but not people claiming to be in Knicks Nation. Well, this team got better, so the Knicks got to take a step back. And y'all remember what I said last year? With all of that bullcrap, I said somebody losing their spot. Remember that? I said somebody losing their spot because the Knicks going to be top 6. Somebody losing their spot. Well, who lost their spot last year? Atlanta, Chicago, Miami, Toronto, Brooklyn. Everybody lost their spot. But let me tell you something else. Some people are going to lose their spot this year. The Knicks are going to be top 5. This year, the Knicks were 5th in the East, and they were 47 wins. Cleveland was 4th in the East with 51 wins. I'm expecting the Knicks to be at least 50 wins. So they could possibly be top 3 or top 4. Okay. I think Vegas, that I hear somebody say they said 45.5 for the Knicks. So look, let's go team by team. Okay. First of all, starting with the Knicks. To me, Raheem, the 3 most important players on this Knicks team is Mitchell Robinson, Jalen Brunson, and Julius Randle. Those are your 3 most important players on this year's team. The wild card player is RJ Barrett. Okay, that's the wild card. So the 3 most important players, Mitchell Robinson. Why do I say Mitchell Robinson? Because Tom Thibodeau's defense is anchored by a rim protector, and he loves Mitchell Robinson, and Mitchell Robinson fits that to a T. He's the rim protector. He's an offensive rebound elite. And, of course, he plays just great defense, period. He's an important piece. If they lose him for any longer time, we're going to have a problem. Okay, we have a problem. Julius Randle, well, we know Julius Randle. We know what we're going to expect from him. There's no surprises. Don't expect Julius to be other than what Julius is. He's going to be 25-10. He's going to win you more games than he's going to lose you. He's going to frustrate you, but he's going to carry you. He's going to play at least 75, 80 games. He's going to be indestructible. Julius is a very important piece for the Knicks. Then there's Brunson. He's the leader. He's the straw that stirs the pot. He's the dude. Quite honest with you, thought process. Thanks for the $2. Turn EF into assets or bad asset management like Obi. I don't know about that. Mr. William, 1072, $5. Thanks for the $5. The team getting better than they were, and the team being better than us is not the same thing. People are crazy. I completely agree. So Brunson, though, I'm gonna say something that a lot of y'all are not going to agree with. While I say he's one of the top 3 players for the Knicks in terms of importance, important 3 players. He's clutch. He's Mr. Playoff. He's that dude. But I really have full confidence in Emmanuel Quickly. If Brunson was to be out for the season for whatever reason, God forbid, but I am very confident. I am extremely confident in Emmanuel Quickly. I really believe he will step in. He's a different type of player than Brunson, but I really believe in Quick. So I'm saying we got backup there. That's all I'm saying. Not much backup for Julius. I mean, if you played RJ at the 4, what they're going to do is what it is. Mitch Rob, you still got Hartenstein and Jericho Sims. Not the same, but we can maybe help a little bit. But with Brunson, I'm supremely confident in Emmanuel Quickly. I'm so confident and Quick that I know that we would be good. I wouldn't even worry about not winning 50 games if Brunson wasn't playing. And that's no slight on Brunson. That's just saying how high I am on Emmanuel Quickly. I'm very high on him. I really think that he could step in and do his thing, right? Not worry about that. The wild card is RJ. If RJ can improve defensively, the Knicks will take a big step forward. If he can improve, I mean, yes, he can still shoot like Ray Charles sometimes, both from the 3 and from the foul line. But he's got to be able to finish a little bit better within 10 feet of the rim. He's got to do that. If he can do that and he can play better defense, the Knicks are going to take a big step forward. They really are. They will take a big step forward. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with him. I mean, to me, that's why I call him a wild card, Joe Carter, because he's a wild card. You just never know what you're going to get here. Okay. All right. So, Mr. William, thanks for the $5. Mitch outplayed both Cleveland big. Yes, he did. Same time. We don't beat Cleveland. That's exactly right. Without Mitch Rob, we do not beat Cleveland. We did not have Julius Randle at full strength against Cleveland, but we had Mitchell Robinson. Yeah. Yeah. We had Mitchell Robinson. Yeah. But anyway, I like Mitch. Mitch Rob is an important piece for Tom Thibodeau's defense, and he's the anchor. Tom Thibodeau said it multiple times. Mitch is our anchor on defense. He says it multiple times, and it's true. He's not joking. So looking at that, we're coming back with basically the same team, but better because of the continuity. It's not who we added. This has been a problem in New York. 1 year I remember they added Chauncey. What's his name? I forgot his name. They added the whole bunch of power forwards. Just because you add players doesn't mean you're going to be better. Sometimes, in fact, most times, it means in our history you're going to be worse. Okay, so adding players doesn't necessarily help you, but strategically adding to your team helps. Strategically adding Derrick Rose when you needed him in Tom Thibodeau's first season helped. Strategically adding Isaiah Hartenstein as the backup 5. Big move. Big move. Strategically adding Josh Hart and getting him for Cam Reddish and some chips. Well, he's a major player in your rotation. That's what I'm saying. And then strategically adding Dante DiVincenzo. Another very good move. So, yeah. I did. Sorry, did I miss super chat? Sorry about that. Let me go back and check. Sorry about. Thanks for the heads up, Miss Stevenson. I didn't even see. Let me see. Let me catch it there. Mr. William, I caught that. Mr. William, thought process. No, I caught thought process. Yeah, turn EF into assets and it's bad asset management like Obi. And when he mentioned Obi and bad asset management, I said, I don't know about that. And I disagree with that. I don't consider Obi bad asset management. I don't. People just don't want to see it, but it's not. It's not bad asset management. In fact, I think it was good asset management. But yeah, whatever. Okay. People want to be negative. Go ahead, be negative. But anyway, yeah, we not worried about we not worried about Evan Fournier. we now, yeah, Joe Curry. We've had this conversation like 10 million times. I'm not going to continue it. But yeah, we Not worried about Evan Fournier at all. We and the Knicks depth chart, not worried about Evan Fournier. No, no, we're not. No, we're not. We yeah, man. Thank you, Linworth. Appreciate that, Linworth Lindsay. All right, so let's look at the conference. Milwaukee returns the same team, but they add to their team. They add who did they add? They had Max Strus. Did they add Max Strus? No, that was Cleveland add Max Strus. Who did Milwaukee add to this year's team? Let's take a look here. Who did the Bucks add to their roster this year? ESPN did a terrible job of this. Let's see. Did they still wait a minute? Wait a second. I don't think they have Grayson Allen on their team anymore, do they? Did the Bucks still have Grayson Allen? I don't think so. This is ESPN messing up here. I don't know what these guys talking about. Let me see it. That's not true. Good thing we checking, man, because they. All right, let's take a look. All right, so they had Drew. They still got. Yes, they do got Jason Allen. They got Bobby Portis, Marjon Beauchamp, Pat Connaughton, Brooke. They got both the Lopez boys, Brooke and Robin. Malik Beasley is still there. Chris Middleton. And that's about it. Oh, yeah, that big free agent addition was Giannis Antetokounmpo, the one that Knicks missed out on. Anyway, so they're bringing back the same team. They got Adrian Griffin as an underrated coach. I feel he's going to be a good coach. And so you're bringing back Giannis. You're bringing back the same team. The key thing for them in terms of their championship aspirations to me is healthy Giannis, healthy Jrue Holiday, and you need Middleton. You need Middleton to be Middleton. Middleton has not been Middleton for a couple of seasons, right? That's part of the problem. So I'm going to stick with Milwaukee as the top of the East because of Giannis. He was on the Lakers. Okay, Ohead, thank you. Yeah, I thought so, something like that. But I'm going to stick with Milwaukee at the top of the East. What you think? I think I'm going to stick with Milwaukee at the top of the East because of Giannis, really. Because Giannis, he's that type of player where you give him any help and he's going to just bring you forward. So I think Jrue Holiday will be there. You're still going to have, guys like what's the other guy's name? Brooke Lopez, another important player. Grayson Allen, Bobby Portis. They got a nice crew around him. I like the way it looks. Thank you, Swift Millie, for the $2. People act like the Knicks wasn't top 5 offense. Yes, they was too. That's right. Thank you. So I do like them to repeat at the top of the East. They're just Giannis is that much of an all-world type of player. And let's see. Let's look at everybody's ages. Giannis is going to be 29 in December. He's still young. Jrue Holiday is 33. Grayson Allen is 28. Bobby Portis is 28. Brooke Lopez is old as crap. He's 35. Chris Middleton is going to be 30. He turns 32 this year. Well, this is the thing. I'm going to put a caveat. on Milwaukee. The caveat, and some of y'all that's been around a while know what I'm about to say, understand what I'm about to say. Even with good teams, there's a problem that happens. Age starts creeping up. That's right. And you start missing more games. At first you say, well, they just tweak this or they tweak that. Or they're going to miss half the season. They'll be back strong next year. But then when it happens 2 seasons, now it's a pattern. And they could be finished in terms of the usage they've been used to getting. And Milwaukee has this possibility with a couple of guys now. You're talking about Brooke Lopez he's already 35 years old. You're dealing with Jrue Holiday. He's 33 years old. And you got Chris Middleton, that's 32 years old. And Middleton is the most injury prone of the lot. He's the most injury prone of all of them, right? So they could come back and repeat, do what they did. They could be top of the East again. They won 58 games this past season. They could come back. Or what happened this past season? They started losing gas at the end, and Giannis was carrying them, and then he got hurt in the playoffs. It could come back like that. So I'm going to pick Milwaukee as the top of the East with that caveat. You could see them breaking down a little bit. Then you got Boston. Now, Boston really, if you're talking about on paper, right? Boston should be the top of the East. If you're talking about on paper, you're starting KP, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Robert Williams. Then you got Derek Wright, and either you're going to start Peyton Pritchard or you're going to start Malcolm Brogdon. I thought they shouldn't start Brogdon because he will get hurt, but they'll probably start Peyton Pritchard. So they have a nice team. They lost Grant Williams. They should really be these guys, because you're talking about KP is 28. Jaylen Brown is 27 this year. Jason Tatum is 27. No, Jason Tatum's 25. I mean, he's young. I mean, Derek White is going to be 29. Just turned 29. Peyton Pritchard, 25. These guys are the right ages, man. You got Robert Williams, RW3, 26. Malcolm Brogdon is the oldest one. He's 31 this year. But other than that, Al Horford is ancient. We know that. Al Horford is actually 37 there going. But he still plays at a high level. We know that. But they got their prime players are in prime years. They won 57 games last year. They were only a game away from Milwaukee for the top seed in the East. Boston really should be the top seed in the East. And it's a good thing for the Knicks that the Knicks are Boston's kryptonite. Seriously. It's a good thing. That's why I'm not worried about them in terms of, dusting off the Knicks. The Knicks are kryptonite to Boston. Period. Especially this has been true, I feel like, since RJ came. The Knicks have been kryptonite to Boston. I mean, they really have. So, and now, no Marcus Smart. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to say Boston because of you can't turn away that kind of talent. On paper, they should repeat it top two in the East. They really should be top two, right? Like if Boston was outside, let me ask you all a question. If Boston is outside the top two in the East, would that be a disappointment in terms of regular season? Would that be a disappointment? If Boston was not either 1 or 2 in the East, would that be a disappointment? That would be a disappointment. In Boston, you got to be top 2 this year. You got to be top 2. That's right. They went all in for KP. They traded Marcus Smart. They were 1 game out from Milwaukee for the top seed in the East. It was all that last year. So if they don't get the top 2 seed this year, I'd hate to be them. I'd hate to be them, man. If they don't get, they need to be the top 2 seed. There's no doubt. They need to be the top 2 seed this year. If they're not, I don't know. Now, Philly's a wild card, man. Philly's a wild card. I mean, shoot. Okay, so you got Joel Embiid in his after 7 seasons. Joel Embiid is going to be 29. He's 29. He's 29 right now. You got James Harden. James Harden getting long in the tooth, y'all. James Harden is going to be 34 years old this year. He getting long in the tooth. And then you got Tobias Harris, who's 31, still at the end of his prime. All I better say is they better make sure they keep Maxey. I think they're going to play Jaden Springer some more this year. Jaden Springer is only going to be 21 in September, so they may wait another season. But I liked him coming out of Tennessee. He was going to take a good 2-3 seasons to get ready. He's now going to be in his 3rd season. I like Jaden Springer, and so I'm not saying he's replacing James Harden, but yeah. So yeah, I hate you, otherwise I hate you. Yeah, but he is this dude getting long in the tooth, man. I mean, he already gave up on defense about 3 or 4 seasons ago. He still got the step back J. He still got the handle. He still got the shot. but he turned a little bit into Pillsbury Doughboy. Homie is 34 years old. Daggone, man. Oh, I don't know. Game recognized game. I'm long in the tooth. I can recognize a brother that's long in the tooth. And I think James Harden ain't got all that no more. That's all I'm saying. Isaac Smith, thank you. That's all I'm saying. So, but I think the good thing is they're going to bring I think they bring Jaden Springer along. I liked him. Like I said, I liked him as a player coming out of Tennessee. A little too young to join the league, but he went and got his money. Now he's going to be 21. Not this year, the next year he'll be ready to go, man. That's the future. It's going to be Jaden Springer and Tyrese Maxey is your future backcourt in Philly. So, but in terms of them this year, look, I'm going to say something. Y'all going to think I'm crazy. Y'all going to think I'm crazy. I don't give them no advantage over New York. I'm just going to tell you. I don't give them no advantage over New York. I like our chances against them. We can beat them on any given night and in the playoffs and twice on Sunday if we want to. I'm telling you. I'm not worried about them. I'm not worried about them. Especially, they got to decide who's coaching them, Daniel. Who's coaching them now? Who's coaching that team right now? Who the head coach? Nick Nurse. Okay, I like Nick Nurse. Although I have to be funny. I have to be fair with y'all. I'm feeling a little funny how they did my man Dwayne Casey, though. I mean, coach of the year, win 55 games. Then you get rid of him. You go get Kawhi and Nick Nurse gets the ring. It reminds me of a Mark Jackson situation. Mark Jackson builds up the Warriors. He's there when they draft Steph, when they draft Clay, when they draft Draymond. He won 55 games. They were a laughing stock. All of a sudden, he's out. Kerr is in, Chip, and it's Kerr. I ain't like that. And I'm just saying, I don't like how they did my boy. I don't like how they did him in Toronto. So I've been feeling a little funny something about Nick Nurse anyway. But I gotta give him his props. He's a good coach. But how they did my man Dwayne, I was like, I don't know, I don't like this, man. But whatever, that ain't my squad. But I ain't like that. Sort of how they did Woody. Phil Jackson comes in with his damn triangle, and all of a sudden we don't have Woodson no more. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know how this Nick Nurse thing gonna work. We're gonna see what happens. But I want to tell you something. I think the Knicks could play with Philly. Danny Landis, how you, Roy? Well, good afternoon. Happy Sunday. Do you think Quickly will be traded? No. Quick answer, quick question. No. And you know why? Because the Knicks control his rights, and they've already shown the desire to keep him, to use every bit of their control to make sure he's a New York Knick this season. Now, what happens next summer? I don't know. But this season, no. He goes nowhere. He stays in New York. Ed Santana, what's up? Michael Drake again, what's up? Yeah, Mike, I hear you. Thought process, I'm in complete agreement. Doc Rivers had to go. He ran his course. There's no doubt. And I respect him as a great coach, but he ran his course. Sometimes it happens. And so he did. He was with the team they had. They should have been ECF a couple of times. They should have been fighting for a chip, and they didn't do it. Boom, done. I mean, this dude had a superstar. He got an MVP. What's going on? You got a superstar. So I'm agreeing with you. And then I felt like he contributed to Ben Simmons' mental demise by how he acted with Ben Simmons, So anyway, so I'm just saying, I like the Knicks' chances against Philly. I'm not going to predict the Knicks won't outperform Philly in this season. I'm not going to do it. I think the Knicks could. Okay, so we'll keep that in our hat. Now, Cleveland, this is an interesting thing. Now, we could take the position, right? We could take the position that the Knicks just did the gentleman's sweep in Cleveland, right? But, brethren, I think we'd be remiss if we didn't take a couple of things into consideration regarding the Cleveland Cavaliers. Number one, guess what? They now have continuity. Do they not? They now have continuity. They got the same coach, JB Bickerstaff. Isaac Okoro's now been there he's going to be his fourth season. Evan Mobley's his third season. Jarrett Allen is now there for his third season, I think. Darius Garland is going into his fifth season. Dean Wade, another key piece for them, going into his fifth season. And you got to take that into account. They got continuity. Okay. Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland, offensively, we know tremendous players, right? But let me ask you a question. Defensively, how do you rank the defensive backcourt of Cleveland? See, this is the thing. They got Isaac Okoro, tremendous defensive player. Evan Mobley, tremendous defensive player. Jarrett Allen, tremendous defensive player. The problem is you need to have at least, in the NBA, you need to have at least one good defender at the point of attack. Because no matter how good you are along the front line, if you keep letting people break down your defense at the point of attack and getting into the paint, you're going to get beat. That's what happened against the Knicks. So I'm wondering, who are these cats going to guard? Now, last year, they won 51 games last year. And again, they got continuity. They're coming back with pretty much the same team. And let's not forget Karis LeVert. Karis LeVert is back with them. And this is like his third season with them. Let's not forget Karis LeVert. And then they mess around and add Max Strus and George Niang, really good bench pieces. Really, as we know, really good bench. Both of those cats are Nick killers. So, they're going to be good. I'm not going to say automatically the Knicks are better than them. I'm going to say it's going to be a dogfight. What you're going to see is Philly, Cleveland, and New York involved in a dogfight. That's what you're going to see. You're going to see them involved with a dogfight. Them three. And they're going to be battling, to me, for the spots 3 through 5. Cleveland, New York, Philly. That's going to be a dogfight. For 3 through 5. That's going to be a dogfight. Right. And so I'm not taking shorts on the Knicks against any of them. I'm not. The Knicks could play with each of these teams. It's like when LeBron was on Cleveland the first time before he went to Miami. No, let's even say Miami. When he went to Miami, he joined forces with D Wade and Chris Bosh. And the Knicks had to play them. We was going to lose, right? When the Knicks played them one time, LeBron's on the sides playing with a water bottle. It was so boring. Because they know they won't beat us. Well, let me tell you something. Like the Virginia Slims, the Knicks have come a long way, baby. And let me tell you what. There ain't no way you're going to tell me we walk into Philly or Cleveland and it's an automatic loss. I'm not buying that. Or they come into the Madison Square Garden and going to take one from us. It's going to be a dogfight. That's right. Times have changed. We got new sheriffs in town right now. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like Virginia sheriffs. Come a long way, baby. Cleveland, Philly, and New York are going to be battling for spots 3 through 5 this year. Now Brooklyn, I love Brooklyn though. I know it's kind of blasphemous. I ain't gonna front. I know it's kind of blasphemous. But you know what? You can't help but love a gritty team. A team that is going to grit and fight and scratch and play tough defense. I like the Nets, man. I like them. I'm telling you. Who's they call? Is it still, Jock Vaughn? Tough, gritty, gym rat type dudes. I like them. I ain't gonna front. Some of y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but I think I'm gonna pick Brooklyn to be 6 through 8. I'm going to pick Brooklyn to be 6 through 8. Warren Franklin asked a question. I happen to see it. CWC. Raw, why you said the Dawn strikes again? Did we make any big moves or trades? No. But this is the thing, Warren Franklin. Big moves or trades are media bullcrap. You don't need to make big moves or trades to be the Don. As a matter of fact, to be the Don, you got to be surgical. You got to be surgical to be the Don. So no, we didn't make no big NBA 2K big splashy moves or trades, but you got to be surgical. And the Don has become surgical. We calling it out before they actually even officially signed Josh Hart, but he's done it again with Josh Hart. But we'll talk about that in a second. Let's get back on. What was that? Training day. I'm surgical with this short off, right? I'm surgical with this short off. Oh man, but no, I like Brooklyn to be 6 through 8. They can be anywhere in there. I think Chicago's going to disappoint again. I like Indiana to move up. But what we're talking about right now is teams below the Knicks. Atlanta, I don't know what to expect with Atlanta, man. I really don't know what to tell you about the Atlanta Hawks because who is their coach? I don't even know. Quinn Snyder, yes. Okay, I like Quinn Snyder. Great coach. AJ Griffin is going to be a player. There's no doubt he's going to be a player as long as he can stay healthy. Then you still got DeJounte Murray. You still got Sadiq. You still got Onyeka. They got a nice team, man. But they're going. They had a nice team last year. And where they end up? 7th, 41-41. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I like Brooklyn better than Atlanta. I like Indiana better than Atlanta. I like Miami better than Atlanta. I'm just telling you. And let me tell you a dark horse. Watch out for Orlando. Watch out for Orlando. Orlando is outside the play-in this year, okay? But I think they could fight for a play-in spot this year. I like Orlando. Me and brother Organic Fanatic and brother Imana Prakash, we were fortunate enough to watch Orlando against the Knicks this past season. And Organic, back me up if I'm wrong, tell me, right? Paolo Banchero is the real deal. Paolo Banchero is that dude. I'm just telling you. Am I right? Am I right? Who my man at? Paolo Banchero is that dude, man. Paolo Banchero is that dude. Then Franz Wagner, that white boy could play. I ain't gonna front. Franz Wagner, that white boy could play. He could ball. I'm just telling you. He could ball. Okay? So you give me those two dudes, and then you turn around and you add to that. Wait, let me see. You add to that. Let me get magic up here. You add to that. You got Cole Anthony, and he's a baller. Markelle Fultz. I don't know about. I mean, Jonathan Isaac a ball. I just don't know. I think somebody getting traded. Jalen Suggs has been a disappointment, but he's still young. Suggs is only 22, so he's still young. But I like the trio of Paolo, Franz Wagner, and daggone Wendell Carter Jr. And they had the nerve to draft Anthony Black out of Arkansas. I like that boy too, but he's 2 years away. He's about 2 seasons away. They're going to need Jonathan Isaac to come back strong, though. They're going to really need him to come back strong. But I'm telling you, Paolo is that dude. And he makes all the difference in the world. Yeah, Franz Wagner, I slept on him. I slept on him out of Michigan. I thought he was a solid player. I did not think he was going to be that good. I did not think he was going to be this good. I have to say, I thought he was okay. I honestly thought he was end of the lottery material, 15, 16 even. But this young blood, he could play, man. Franz Wagner now, he just turned 22 this year. Nice size, 6'9", 225, runs the floor, hits big shots, plays defense. they got something. They got something, man. I'm telling you, between him and Bonchero, and I'm not even or most young teams like Detroit, right? They got to learn how to execute, and they got to learn how to play defense on the NBA level. That's really what it is. You can have a whole bunch of talent, but it's not just talent. You need talent, but I'm saying you got to know how to execute on the NBA level. Execute your plays. And you got to know how to play NBA level defense. Those two things are what keeps young teams down in the bottom of the barrel. Okay. But once those cats know that stuff, so Franz knows it more than his age, in my view. He's better than the 22 years he's showing at executing. That means he has high IQ, like our guy Grimes. High IQ. He can execute. He's only going his third season, and I'm very confident he knows how to execute plays, right? Not every young guy knows that. But Paolo, Franz, and what happened now, Cole Anthony, Markelle Fultz, Jalen Suggs, right? Somebody got to step up this year, or somebody getting traded. Somebody got to step up this year, because that's what they got talent at point guard, but the talent is not ready to lead. The talent, you understand? Cole could play, Markelle could play, okay, and when he wants to, Suggs could play, but they're not ready to lead. They're not ready to lead. When they're ready to lead, and let's use the picture. Let's use the dictionary textbook diagram of a leader, Jalen Brunson. They're not ready to be Jalen. If they had that, they'd be a playoff team. They're really that close. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so yeah, I think Suggs is the odd man out here. He's young. They could get something for him. Cole is this year 23, so he's about ready. Markelle is really 25. He's got to come. He got to put up or shut up this year. Okay, it's about that time. He got to put up or shut up. So if they can get a point guard play, now Anthony Black is future. He's future. He's 19. You know, he's gonna be G League in this year. But if they can get some of these other cats to step up and lead, I like Orlando to make some noise, man. I like Orlando to make some noise. So I'm really taking Miami, Indiana, and Toronto above Atlanta right now, and Brooklyn. So you're going to be dealing, to me, with Brooklyn, Miami, Toronto, and Indiana battling for that sixth spot. That's Brooklyn, Miami, Indiana, Toronto battling for that sixth spot. And let me tell you something about Miami. You know, we know we can't sleep on them, but I'm gonna tell you, unless they better get Dame Dollar, they better get him. If they do not get him, they're not even. I won't even make them for the play-in. They better get losing Gabe Vincent and Max Strus. That's a major loss, man. I'm telling you right now. Those are two dudes that if it wasn't for them two dudes, they would not have gotten past Milwaukee, even without Giannis. Okay, even without Giannis. So you they better get Dame Dollar. That's all I'm saying. Pat Riley better make it happen. That's all I'm saying. Because even if they get Dame Dollar, I don't see Miami being higher than 6. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't see them being higher than 6. I ain't fronting. They're gonna get better as the year go on. They're gonna battle. They could even make the finals again. But in terms of the Eastern Conference, I don't see them being higher than 6. I don't. And they better hope Jimmy Butler stays healthy. They better hope he comes in the shape he was in last year. Tremendous condition. Okay, so I'm not as high on Miami this year. I'm high on Brooklyn because I just like their style. I like their grit. I really like their coach. And they don't have that same, they kind of set everything off on the wrong foot with the poster that they put across from Madison Square Garden. You all remember that. Remember that? They're going Jay-Z, Jay-Z and the Russian dude, Blueprint for Greatness. That kind of set everything off on the wrong foot. But now that they pass all that and they got rid of all the prima donnas, I like their squad. I like Brooklyn. I do like it. Okay, so I kind of root for them except when they play the Knicks, but I like Brooklyn. And I'm telling you, Brooklyn, watch Toronto. Toronto still don't have a point guard. I don't care about Dennis Schroeder. They ain't got a point guard. They better offer the Knicks OG for IQ and stop being greedy. Because they ain't got a point guard. Watch Indiana. Now, y'all know, just on general principle, because Obi gone to Indiana, I'm going to be following all Indiana games this year, y'all. Y'all know I'm going to be watching Indiana every night. And I can't stand listening to Quinn Buckner. He drives his brother crazy, Quinn Buckner. He might as well put a dress and some pom-poms on. You ever listen to Quinn Buckner? I mean, for the Indiana Patriots? He might as well put a dress and wear some pom-poms and just be a cheerleader. Oh, my gosh. He's never seen them create any fouls, ever. But I'll deal with him. I like the move. Yeah, man, he textbook home. Textbook. Okay. But I like Indiana, man. Give me some Obi. Give me some Halliburton. Give me some Mathurin. Yeah. I like that team, man. I like that team. So I'm thinking Indiana, really, let me adjust it because Toronto ain't got a point guard. So let me say Miami, Brooklyn, Indiana battling for the 6th spot. Miami, Brooklyn, Indiana battling for the 6th spot. Atlanta, Orlando battling for the 7th spot. And top of the play-in spot. Yeah. Yeah. We're going to see what happens, man. Detroit got another year in the oven, man. I'm just going to say Detroit got another year in the oven. Well, Felicia said sometimes we had some home. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Felicia. I ain't going to front. But Clyde and Mike Breen were tight, though, right? I mean, they'd be a little bit rough, but yeah, they'd be a little bit rough. But they're going, Quinn Buckner be driving me crazy. And the guy, Austin Carr over there in Cleveland, just get the pom-poms in the dress, man, and get it over with, man, because they're going, man. That's another dude, man. Just get the pom-poms in the dress and get it over. You know who is the biggest homer ever? Some of y'all would even know. Tommy Heinsohn. Oh, my gosh. Tommy Heinsohn was the biggest homer ever. I mean, that dude was off the chain homer. Oh, gosh. Y'all remember him? Rest in peace, Tommy Heinsohn. Great player, too. But a great coach, too. He was a great coach, man. But, man, he was the biggest homer ever. But I'm watching me some Indiana. Yeah, Tommy Heinsohn from Boston. Oh, my God, man. I don't know how Marcus got called for a foul on that one. How did Marcus get called for a foul? That wasn't a foul. Oh, my gosh. Zerbiak? You think Zerbiak's a homer? I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh, no. I actually expected more from Zerbiak, being that he was such a high-level player. He played such a high level. I expected more from him in terms of analysis than I've been getting. The other guy, what's the other guy's name? Not the other white guy there. Well-dressed guy. What's his name? I like him better. He's smarter. Okay? He's smarter. Yeah, Alan Hahn. Alan Hahn. And I've not always been a Hahn fan, but I like Alan Hahn. He's better than Zerbiak. Yeah, he's better than Zerbiak. Pito is, he's the guy from Fantasy Island. The plane. He's the guy from Fantasy Island. The plane. But but it's Han and Miss Delicious, aka McNutt. Yeah. Oh, man. But yeah, so I like the Knicks to be battling between Philly and Cleveland and New York for spots 3 through 5. And I'm expecting that. It's going to be tough now. It's going to be a dogfight. That's what I like about what we see in this year. It's going to be a dogfight. But I like the Knicks to be definitely top 5. They could easily be top 4. They could. It's going to be a dogfight. Injuries are going to be real important. Whoever stays healthy. So really and truly, Milwaukee's got the biggest injury risk because we talked about that with the age of some of their players, with Middleton being pretty much injury prone for the last 3 seasons. And you got Middleton and you got Giroux is now 33. He keep himself in good shape though. You got Brook Lopez is like 35. He keep himself in good shape. And of course, there's Giannis. So you're going to need them to be healthy. Boston, the biggest injury risk on Boston is KP. Let's be honest about it. I like KP in terms of how he's learned how to adjust his game to keep himself injury free, or pretty much. He played 72 games last year. I like that. So he could, but that's a big risk. If they lose KP, they're going to be a good team, but they're not going to be top 2 in the East. Right? Y'all understand? Y'all agree with that? So if Boston loses KP for an extended time, they'll still be good because Al Horford is 100 years old. He can still ball. But they won't be top 2 in the East without KP. Okay? Especially the untraded Marcus Smart. So, they won't be top 2 in the East. But so KP is a big risk there. Philly is got the Joel Embiid risk as well as the James Harden risk, and those are real injury risks, both of those guys. Cleveland is good. Knicks are good. Brooklyn is good. Miami needs to do something. They don't lost Gabe Vincent and Max Strus. Atlanta, they didn't mix well last year. I'm not sure they're going to mix well this year. Trae Young could ball, but he can't play no defense. DeJounte Murray could play defense and could ball. I don't know how this is working out. Toronto ain't got a point guard. I'm looking for Indiana to step up. Tyrese Halliburton, the addition of Obi. Washington, Orlando is going to step up because I'm telling you, Paolo Banchero is that dude. He's got friends on his one side. Wendell Carter is good, and they need a point guard to step up. I'm not real high on Charlotte this year, just not. I know they're getting their boy back. They're getting back Bridges. They're getting him back. They got LaMelo. But even when Bridges was healthy, they did not play defense. They could score. They could be exciting. They can create highlights. That don't get you to the playoffs. Okay? And I see the same problem. What did Charlotte do? They drafted the kid Miller. And I'm saying he's going to be good. I think he's going to be good. But he's 3 years away. Okay? I don't think he's going to make the impact like a Banchero because he don't have that body. He don't have the body. Banchero, you see Banchero? The dude is a Julius Randle, but he's 6'10 instead of 6'8. Okay? He's 6'10 instead of 6'8. Yeah, he needs 3 years. So I'm not looking for Charlotte to go anywhere. Detroit is looking for what we talked about from a young team: execution and defense. They got the pieces. I like their pieces. Detroit has the pieces now. I ain't going to front. They got the pieces. But we need to see they need to mature to get execution and defense. That's what they need, execution and defense. I like their team. Alec Burks is a really good vet for them. Jaden Ivey, we know. Jalen Duren is playing a lot better. Osar Thompson is going to be good. I love Beef Stew. One of my favorite players in the NBA is Beef Stew. I love Isaiah Stewart. Cade Cunningham is also that dude. So they got a nice team. They just need to learn to execute, and they need to learn to play NBA level defense. And this is another season where they're going to get schooled in both of those areas. So that's that. Chicago, I don't see them being any better than last year. I don't. I'm wondering, where did they get better? Can y'all tell me? Can y'all tell me how did Chicago get better? Maybe I'm serious. How did Chicago improve? What did they do? What's happening that we can say Chicago's just a better team this year? I mean, Lonzo's pretty much collecting his money for retirement already. They got Zach LaVine. They had him last year. Pat Will is going to take a step forward. I've seen him play some in the play-in. That boy plays some really high-level defense. I expected that from him, and I still think he's going to be good. But just like we talked about other teams, they got Ayo Dosunmu. Really, he's their only real point guard. Ayo Dosunmu. And I'm not saying ain't nothing wrong with Ayo Dosunmu. He's going to be pretty good. He's coming into his third season, but that's too much to ask for this kid to be leading you to the playoffs. I don't think so, man. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it with them at all. I just don't. I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it with them. I don't see it. So if Chicago makes anything, I'd be surprised. I just I don't know what they were thinking. I would have traded all them cats and started over, but whatever. They're destined for the play-in. They're destined for the play-in, and they better hope that Indiana and Orlando don't overtake them because they're destined for the play-in. Yeah, yeah. I love Pat Will, man. I love Pat Will. Pat Will, he really. If you watch, did y'all watch the play-in with Chicago last year? He was really putting some clamps on everybody he faced, whether it was a point guard or two. He basically guarded 1 through 5 in the playoffs, Pat Will. So, that caught my eye. I said, this cat is for real. I knew he was for real at Florida State, but daggone, this boy's real deal. So Pat Will, I'm kind of expecting a leap from him offensively. He's already got the defense. And he's still, this year, Pat Will's going to be 22. He's going to be 22 in August. So he's still a baby, man. Yeah, he's still a baby. So we'll see what happens, but I'm not expecting much from Chicago this year. You can't sleep on them because they got too much talent. You can't sleep on them, but I'm not expecting them to make any serious, noise in the East. No, New York. It should be Milwaukee and Boston battling for the top 2. Philly, New York, and Cleveland battling for 3 through 5. Then you got Brooklyn, Miami. I'm not even saying Miami yet. I'm gonna say Well, I'm gonna give Miami respect because of Eric Poster. So I'm gonna say Brooklyn, Miami, Indiana, and are battling for this 6th seed. And then you got Atlanta, Chicago, Toronto, bringing up the rear. To me, Indiana is going to be a surprise. I expected them to be a surprise 2 years ago, but now that they got Tyrese Halliburton and they just got Obi Toppin and they drafted Ben Mathurin, I like them. I like them a lot. I like them a lot. If Toronto don't have a point guard, they just signed. They let Fred VanVleet go to Houston for nothing, and then they signed Dennis Schroeder, who's past his prime. Schroeder's got moved. Schroeder's at this point in his career a backup point guard. He played the perfect role in LA, but he's not a starting point guard that's going to lead you to the playoffs. I'm sorry. He's just not the Dennis Schroeder that was in Atlanta when he played there with Budenholzer. It's a different situation. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm Dennis Schroeder is like a backup point guard, But yeah, they got a team. Buddy Hield, TJ McConnell. Is McConnell still there? I thought he left. I thought he left. Is McConnell still there? I thought he left. Let me see. They still got TJ? Oh yeah, they still got him. Okay, yeah. No, they got a team, man. I like them, man. All of them cats. Benedict Mathurin, Isaiah Jackson, Jalen Smith, Buddy Hield, Miles Turner. They got a team. Bruce Brown. They added Bruce Brown. Yep. No, I like them. Nembhard, Kendall Brown, of course, Obi Toppin. Yeah, man. I like this guy. No, watch out for Indy, man. Watch them. Yeah, McConnell is elite Nick killer. There's no doubt about it. He has been since he was in Philly. Elite Nick killer. A little pesky pain in the behind. Hits big shots against the Knicks. Gets in the paint at will. I hate it. That's the type of player, he would play great against the Knicks, but if the Knicks would sign him, he wouldn't be the same guy. That happens a lot. That happens a lot. That happens a lot, man. But I'm liking the Knicks for 50 wins this year at a minimum. I'm liking the Knicks for a minimum top 5 in the East. They could be better even. Let's see how this works out. I want to see how fast they start this year. As we know, generally, Tom Thibodeau teams start slow and pick it up after 20, 30 games. If the Knicks start faster than we think and stay healthy, this thing could be very interesting. Very interesting. And see what happens. In the West, I don't even really care. Really, honestly. I'm really just following my squad in the East. But in the West, in the Western Conference, I don't know. I like all these teams. I like Denver, Memphis. I like Sacramento. I'm not as high on Phoenix as everybody else is. I'm just not. Golden State, OKC, watch OKC. If Zion is healthy, he changes everything. They're top 4 in the West. If Zion is healthy, they're top 4 in the West. Changes everything. Just him. But anybody can move up. Portland's going to struggle. I don't know about Houston. I can't tell you what Wembanyama is going to do in San Antonio as a rookie with light in the behind. You know, this 82-game season. This ain't no summer league. This ain't no 30-game season. This ain't high school. This ain't college. This the league. And so 82 games is the way this game goes down. I don't know. We got to see how he's going to hold up. You know, he's light in the behind. I mean, he's got the skills like nobody's had in a long time in the NBA. But he's light in the behind. I mean, look at New Orleans with Zion. If Zion is healthy, they're going to be top 4 in the West. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, if Zion is healthy, that's how good he makes them. So, but that's a big question mark. Yeah. Indiana has one. No, I think it's a bit of an exaggeration to say they only have one defensive player. That's exaggeration. TJ McConnell plays tough defense. Halliburton plays good defense. Obi Toppin has learned under Tom Thibodeau to play good defense. Bruce Brown's a great defender. He plays great defense. Miles Turner plays great defense. Now, I don't know about all of that. They play good defense over there. Okay. Yes, Benedict Mathurin, Jalen Smith, they have to learn to play a little bit more defense, but they got plenty of defense over there. Okay. They got plenty of defense. Nembhard's tough as nails, man. That's why I don't even think Nembhard was Nembhard drafted, or was he a second rounder or something? Nembhard was like a second rounder, man. Yeah, he was like in the second round. Wait, let me see. No, second round, 31st overall, first pick of the second round. That's Nembhard. And this cat is tough as nails, man. No, I have to disagree. Indiana can play some defense now. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I told you about the boy from OKC. What's that boy's name? I told you that boy was light in the behind, and he didn't last. I'm hoping he learns something and be able to hang out this year. We'll see what happens. He can change things for OKC if he does. But we'll see. Chet Holmgren, light in the butt, man. Take like 3 or 4 seasons for him to even grow some behind so he can hang out. But they got both though, Jay Will and Jalen Williams, they can play. Both of them can play. And they got Dort. I like Dort. Like I said, if Trevor Keels ever grew up, he should hope he becomes Dort because he's got the same body as Dort. And of course, SGA and Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey also cannot play any defense. We'll see what happens. Yeah, so yeah, give that man a ribeye. Exactly. Give that man a ribeye smothered in butter, please. Give him 2. Something. Yeah. So Chet can make all the difference in the world for them if he can play. I'm going to give Chet 55 games this year. I'm being hopeful. I'm going to give Chet Holmgren 55 games this year. I'm being hopeful. I'm hoping he can play 55 games. And if he plays 55 games, they'll be in it. I'm telling you. If he plays 55 games. Yeah, SGA is a superstar. There's no doubt about that. And he's 25 years old. He's just coming into the edge of his prime, 25 years old. Yeah, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a superstar, no doubt. So you got him. If you can get Chet to run a little bit, you got both the J. Will boys. I like both of them kids. Dort, they got the making of something. We'll see what happens. Got the making of something. 55 seconds. No, seriously. I hope the boy can at least hang out 55 games. But they got to monitor him. They got to keep him under 25 minutes. If they don't, he's going to get hurt. He's just too light in the behind. And that's the same thing. I think Pop is more wiser, and he will handle Wembanyama a bit better than, and I think that's what will maybe cause Wembanyama to make it for 55 games because it's not going to be easy. The Lakers, I don't know what the Lakers got. The Lakers basically start over every year with just LeBron and AD and go from there, right? That's what they do. So let's see what they got this year. Who the Lakers got? AD, LeBron, Jarrett Vanderbilt. Nice. I like that. Rui Hachimura is back. That's right. Austin Reeves. Jackson Hayes. Gabe Vincent. Hey, I ain't going to front. You got something. I wouldn't be sleeping on LA because you got AD, Jarrett Vanderbilt. I'm not worried about Matt Christie. He's getting his second year. Yeah, he still got to learn. But Ruiz came into his own with LeBron last year. Taurean Prince, Austin Reeves coming to his own. He's ready to play. Jackson Hayes in his fifth season. We know about Gabe Vincent. D'Angelo Russell was a defensive disappointment, but they do have Gabe Vincent, so I'm not worried about that. Yeah, nah, they all right. They all right. They all right. I don't mind them. They got Cam also, but Cam has shown himself to be inconsistent and injury prone. Talent up the yin yang, but inconsistent and injury prone has been Cam Reddish. That's been him. He's got to stay healthy and he's got to be consistent. Come at every night with the same energy. That's the thing in the league. I think RJ probably plays with Shea every summer. Yeah, I like Rui. I like Rui Hachimura. He just needed the right atmosphere. It was all in his head. I like this talent coming out of Gonzaga. I wouldn't have drafted him that year, but I liked his talent coming out of Gonzaga. He just was in a bad situation for his mental state in Washington. I don't know what it was, but he come out to LA playing with LeBron, and he turns into what I thought he might become. And I like Rui Hachimura. I think he's going to be pretty daggone good. Him and Austin Reeves were two surprises for the Lakers this past season. So I think they're going to be okay. Yeah. LA going to be tight, tough. It's going to be tough in the West. Always is. Going to be tough in the West. See what happens. So, yeah. But I like the Knicks for top 5 in the East. They can go as high as top 3 depending on how things break. Sacramento's going to be tough. Yes, they are. Going to be tough. Yep, Austin Reeves is very good player. No doubt. He's a surprise. Out of Wichita. That boy come out of Wichita, right? Yeah, he's a very good player, man. Wichita State, Oklahoma. Yep. Yeah, I don't know why they re-signed D'Angelo Russell, Guilford. That's a good question. He played horrible defense this past season. He played horrible defense. I don't know why they re-signed him. I really don't know. He's now going to be. He's born in '96, so he's already 27 years old. He's in his prime supposedly. I have a feeling I don't think he's going to improve on defense. You're going to see Gabe Vincent down the stretch a lot more with Austin Reeves. That's what I think. You're going to see Gabe Vincent with Austin Reeves down the stretch a lot more. That's what you're going to see. I don't see the Knicks being number 1, but as far as being a championship team, Joe Curry, it's the league. Anything could happen, right? If you're in the top 4 of your conference, anything could happen. Look at Miami. They went to the finals. They weren't even top 8. Were they? Were they top 8? I think they might have been top 8. They went to the finals. Miami was 8th. Yeah. Miami was 8th. Look at this stat. They were 44 and 38. They had a negative 0.3 differential, right? They went to the finals. Anything could happen in the league. Anything could happen in the league. Okay. So especially if you're in a top 4 position in the East, it's a strong position. So anything could happen. Yeah. And so with the Knicks, this is if Julius Randle could be playoff Julius Randle like he was regular season Julius Randle, like a 25-10 Julius Randle, the Knicks could go to the finals. If Quentin Grimes becomes the third option, solid 15 shots a game, the Knicks could go to the finals. That's how close we are. That's how close we are. You know, yeah, to me, that's how close we are. It's just stuff like that. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Well, I'm trying to be conservative, Andrew, being realistic about it. If we can get him to 15, that's a big step up because he's getting 10 now, 9 or 10. So if we can get him to 15, that's a big step up, man. I would take that. If we can get Q-Dog to get to 15 shots a game, that'd be a big step up. Let me take a look. I think he shot like 10 times a game. Let me see here. He averaged 11 points a game. He averaged 9, 8.5, 9. They call it 9 field goal attempts a game. 9. You get him 15, you're going to see something, man. You get him 15 shots, you're going to see something. It doesn't take much, but that's all I'm saying. If we can make him 15 shot again, Q Dog, we're all right. He'll be all right. We'll be all right. Yeah, Guilford. I think Gabe Vincent starts at least by the playoffs. When they get to the playoffs and Russell keeps getting broken down, they ain't that stupid. Even LeBron ain't gonna have that. So they'll have Gabe Vincent out there. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if the Knicks can be number one seed, but in terms of championship, anything could happen. Anything could happen. Yeah, I think Gabe was undrafted. With Max Strus undrafted, they were both undrafted. Yeah, if you can give Quentin Grimes 15 shots, you will get 17 points a game. I have no doubt about that. You will get that. To me, I'm not worried about how many rebounds he got. I'm worried about him getting that 17 points and giving me a 50, 40, 90 season. I want to see him close to 90% from the foul line, 40% from three, 50% from the field, and you're getting him 15 shots, you're going to get good results there. You're going to get really good results as far as winning basketball games. So I'll be looking for that for Q Dog. We'll see. I think they're going to do it, though. I'm cautiously optimistic. I think they're going to turn him loose. Yeah, Grimes like 210. What they got him listed at? He's about 210. What they got him listed at? What is he? 205. He's at 205. He's 6'5", 205. Q Dog, 6'5", 205. Yeah, 6'5", 205. That's right. So I'm excited about this year, excited about this team. Let's hope everybody stays healthy. I don't like what happened to Jalen Brunson the other day. Whoever ran into him on a three-point shot, that's what I'm talking about. It ain't worth all of that, y'all. So we'll see what happens. But let's stay healthy. Let's get Juju back in full swing. I think we'll be all right. Listen, let me go get some dinner. Thank you all for hanging out. Are you going to Naples? Okay. Naples is South Florida. Naples is southwest Florida. Naples. I've never been there. I've heard it's very nice. Yeah. Yeah. I'm thinking they're gonna get IQ's contract extended. I'm hoping they get it done before the season starts. Oh, okay, Andrew. Yeah, I'm hoping they get it done before the season starts, so it's done and we don't have to worry about it. I don't want it going all the way into next summer, but we'll see. Yeah, Orlando gets warm, bro. It gets warm down here in Florida. But y'all, please enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe out there. Relax. Get ready for the next season. It's gonna be a good one. Shalom.